Hey guys, my name is Frank. I'm an entrepreneur, marketing strategist, and a videographer. In 2021, I decided to open up my company called Media. And at the time, I decided to build it as a video production company. Since then, through COVID, it actually started while in COVID, and I officially funded it legally in 2021. And since then, I've sponsored events with Gary Vee, Wanda Durant, Mario Armstrong, Jesse Itzer, Mel Robbins, and also have had clients in the presidential sector, like the government, Joe Biden, right? Since then, partners and I've spent time speaking to students through the Pathful Connect, and you probably can find me on the internet on Canvas Rebel magazine and Voyage Baltimore magazine. So I've been really privileged to be part of all these different ventures and micro achievements. I wanted to come on here and share with you a little bit of who I am and what you can expect from me in this platform. I am looking to empower forward thinking and to expand your personal and business growth, specifically to men. Now, if you're a woman listening to this also can apply to you, and you probably can learn a little bit more about men. Personally, I'm a believer. I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. So, I believe that right now, a lot of individuals are going through, especially men, are going through a lot of spiritual battles and going through really hardships within business, relationships, all of the above. And I'm one of those myself, who has been going through a lot of different situations. I find a lot of creators also on social media who've been going through a really hard time and burnouts. So I wanted to share a little bit of my story of where I come from and how I've gotten to where I'm at now and what is the next phase, what's next. Someone asked me one time, so what's next for Frank Anthony Ramos? What's the next step? And I really didn't know how to answer that. So I'm gonna just start you out here. When I was 17, I decided, and I'm bringing it to that age because it's been 10 years now, and it was the most impactful part of my entire life. But at 17 years old, I ran away from home. I ran away from home because of some issues at home, and we don't got to get into all of that. But I ran away from home, and that was such an adventure. Even though that it wasn't the best choice I had made in my life, but it was literally now that I kind of look back, man, that if I didn't do that, maybe I wouldn't be in the place where I'm at today. But anyway, so I decided to run away at 17 years old, and I was from couch to couch, friend's house to friend's house. I literally disappeared, turned off my phone, went MIA for a couple months until actually my mother found me in some house. And that was insane. So long story short, I ended up moving over to Texas. I'm currently based here in Baltimore. I grew up in Hyattsville, Maryland. And so at the time we were living in Laurel, ran away, ended up in Texas. Why Texas? Well, I have an uncle down there, and I decided to, I love Texas. I've been there before. I want to go check it out on my own. And while I was down there, I didn't first start working with my uncle. My uncle owns a cabinet business. I actually decided to, I'm going to go find my own job. So I stumbled upon this interesting company that pretty much you go in there, they were like a wholesale of perfumes, right? And you go in there and they took my information. They said why I was good for the position. I had came from sales and car sales. I was already in the car industry, and so they were like, all right, good, you're good to go. Pretty much is they give you a box of perfume. You have to go out in the street or go out in the world and sell these perfumes. And pretty much I think it's like $50 worth of perfumes. And it was a long time ago. It was 10 years ago. Okay. But pretty much whatever, you have to pay the house, I think $50, let's say, for example. And then whatever you made, let's say you made $500, then you just got to pay them $50 and you keep the rest. So that's how that worked. And I did that for maybe a month or two. I didn't do that for too long. And then I decided to, obviously that wasn't for me. I'm in the streets. Literally, I'm they're teaching you how to be in gas stations, sell this, go in the store and solicit it. It's just a lot. But I'll tell you this, even though that I was really weird, I learned to get completely out of my comfort zone. Go up to anyone, literally at the gas station. You go up to the gas station. Hey, would you like to buy this? And smell it. Oh, it smells good. You should get it. Costs $10. You're going to get it at the store for $30. I got you. I'll do it for 15. All right, I got you. I'll do it for 10. I'll do it for 10. So there you go. So it kind of taught me how to get out my comfort zone, have a conversation, and just be out. So that was at 20. I think I was 17, 18 by that time. I may be going to 19 or something like that. By 19 years old, I decided to come back to. Actually, after that, I then started to work with my uncle in the cabinet business and creating custom cabinets and carpentry. So that taught me something in itself. It was more hands work. Anyway, so then long story short, I ended up coming here to Maryland. Once I'm here in Maryland, I went back to the car business. And in the car business, it was another experience of being able to utilize what I had learned in Texas to be able to get out my comfort zone and get myself into talking to people. And now when I'm back in the car business, it was so much easier for me to just go up to someone and be like, hey, how's your day going? How can I help you? What are you looking for? What are your struggles? Da, 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 da. And then kind of, make a sale. Now, let's speed all that up now to like 2019, okay? 2019, 2020. After being in the car business for many years, right? I decided to open my business, and I needed to reduce my expenses. I needed to move into a different job so I can have enough time. One, I can have sustainability, but also have enough time to be able to build a business. So that was 2019. And I bought me a really affordable vehicle. It's a Nissan Versa, right? Literally you can put the windows up like this. Ain't no electrical in there. I mean, the radio is electrical, I guess, right? 2018, 25 miles, brand new, 9K, easy, done deal. Let's go. I just needed 4 wheels. I don't need something crazy, right? So brought down my expenses as low as I could, and I got out the car business and started working at T-Mobile part-time. As I'm coming into T-Mobile, and that was like 2020, COVID hit. I mean, the entire world went through that, right? Everything shut down, but I still was able to work at T-Mobile. I was an essential worker because everyone needs their phone. Everyone needs to communicate. While that was happening, and because everything was so slow, it allowed me to focus a little more on the business model, what type of skill sets I needed to pick up for the type of services that I wanted to provide to people. So at the time, I had a brand new phone. I was going around taking pictures, taking videos, and I found, oh, wow, this is really cool. I might be able to get myself into this, So then, slowly I started trying to create my own videos, talking to the camera, and that's literally most likely where everything started, so I fell in love with video, and I already knew what camera I wanted to have, and So then one day my dad's like, hey, would you like to, I want to get you something, I feel good right now. Well, what would you like? And I'm like, well, it's my opportunity. Well, man, I would like a camera, man. Like that's what I want, is that something that's okay? He's like, yeah, I got a budget of $600. Perfect. I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted the Canon N50, and that's how I started. So, boom, I got myself my dad bought me the Canon N50. And I was like, Dad, I'm going to build a business with this camera. And he was like, yeah, son, that's cool. Blah, blah, go, good luck. So, little did I know, 2 years later, like last year, he tells me, hey, when I bought you that camera, I thought you were just going to become a YouTuber. And I was like, man, my son, he doesn't know what he wants to do. And the whole time, then he's like, man, now I see you're running business and you're here and you're there and you're doing this and that. He's like, I didn't really see that. And that just goes to show when you have a vision, not everyone sees that vision, and you kind of have to own that vision and move in it, even though that other people don't see it. And even Michael B. Jordan said at one time, you have to be kind of insane to see something that's really not there. And I clearly saw it. So since I opened the business, like I said at the beginning, I opened it as a video production company and not necessarily anything else. Even though that I had done websites, I had done graphic designing, I knew how to do various parts of the digital marketing world. So now, since I built it in 2021, now we're in 2024. And I already said all the stuff that we've been doing since then. Now, at this point, I'm telling you this, I'm literally revamping the entire thing. I have built this entire business the incorrect way. And I find everyone not everyone, but a lot of people in our surroundings or my surroundings that are not building the businesses in the correct way, right? So when I started to realize that, one, I heard this one phrase by this recent dude. He said, just because you have a camera does not mean you need to build a video production business. And I think many more video people and photographers need to think about, like, bro, really be real with yourself. Do you really need to have a video production business? Is that really the business model you're looking to pursue? Now, I asked myself the four questions, and I'm just going to say one of those. One was, your vision has to align with who you want to be. So I started asking myself, well, at this point, I've been building this business. It's not fully sustainable. One. Two, I'm finding a hard time scaling it. Three, all of it was just incorrect. So I started to ask myself, who do I want to become? Like, who do I want to be? Like, as a man, as an individual person without business, nothing, just as a man of God, who do I want to be, and who does God want me to be? And I say it in that order because I personally need to know who I want to become. Lord, I want to become a businessman. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then I go ahead, God, this is who I want to become here. And then you tell me what I need to, like, you remove what I need to remove. And then, you're going to be opening the path towards what what my calling is, right? So first I needed to discover that. And I started being very specific on who I wanted to become. And it was like, and actually I have it right here. And it says, my life vision is to live off grid, embrace frugality, with enjoying abundant income to support my future wife's retirement. I am aimed to homeschool my children, installing them in the faith of Yeshua, and nurture a self-sustaining home through leveraging my personal brand and business. I seek to create a lifestyle where I can prioritize time and with loved ones during times of need and simply enjoying life. Okay, so that's my vision, and that's my vision that is tying to the man that I'm looking to become, right? So then I started asking myself that, and I was very clear with that. And I ask you to explore that question. Who do you want to become? Write that down. And then second, what's your vision for your life? Like, write that down, almost like until you die. Like, what do you see you retiring? What's like your picture of life? So then as I was asking myself those two questions, I came to realize, one, the business model that I was pursuing, which was the video production business model, was not going to align with the vision that I had, right? Now there's this one saying, does your effort align with the size of your vision? So my efforts, the video production business, was not aligning to the vision I had, which is the one I just explained to you. So I was like, okay, what's working, what's not? So then this is where I stumbled across Russell Brunson and I already knew about Russell Brunson, but I was like, let me read one of his books. And I started learning about continuous business models, subscription-based business models, all these different types of business models that, one, are digital, two, are sustainable. One, digital, because I want to live kind of off grid. I want to be in a self-sustaining home. So, that means I need to maybe be out in the country a little bit, and it's going to take me 2 hours maybe to come to the city. And if, I have a video production business, I got to be there like all the time. That means I may have to be driving 2 hours to my house every single time. That's not the move for me. Right. And then two, I needed to find something that was a little more sustainable. So now with internet and digital, you have the possibility to do that. And then two, it's not out of the ordinary. It's already been done. It's just just finding that model. So that, long story short, okay, this is the vision. This is who I want to become. All right, these are my skill sets. And then lastly, what is a high value? Like, I learned that from Mario Armstrong. He was like, you need to find a higher value. Mario Armstrong is a 2 Emmy Award winner, TV host, right? And I consider him a non-official mentor, but he does guide me in many ways, and which I'm gonna get to that in a bit, right? But that, long story short, finding a higher value. So it was after all these years learning, investing into courses, being in rooms, hearing many different successful people talking about business, how do they do business, I came to understand, okay, One, the business model once again that I'm working on is not the one that I'm looking to build. It doesn't align with my vision. Two, the skill sets that I have is I'm good at sales, I'm good at video, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. Okay, so I'm starting to formulate the entire thing all over again, niche down, be clear with my message, be good at something, and da-da-da-da. Long story short, now we're at the beginning stages of remarketing myself, rebranding myself, going out there and being known as the guy who knows how to do social media and knows how to be able to create food and beverage content and be really, really good at that. Now I find myself being pretty good at that. I like it, I enjoy it, and I want to be a lot better towards it. And now it's about, instead of being a video production business, now we're becoming a food and beverage marketing agency. Now, it's clear. You see, food and beverage marketing, I couldn't say that a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, actually, a couple years ago. I would have video production, marketing. No, bro, now it is, we're working with restaurants and we are a food and beverage marketing agency. Boom. Drop the mic. I know exactly. Now the question is, what's your offer? So now I formulated the offer, everything. Now, why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because there's many people out here and many entrepreneurs that I know that kind of get stuck in this world. They kind of get stuck in this loop, right? And don't get out of this loop. And I want to advise you. I want for you to explore different possibilities of what are the areas that you need to improve in your business and overall your lifestyle. One, because when I ask many people what your vision is for your life, they really can't really answer that question. Now, I guess this is the part where I was trying to get to. Now, I was really burnt out by last year. I spent a lot of money. I invested a lot of, like, immense amount of money, thousands of dollars, and man, I'm going broke. Like, I was starting to look at my bank account, I'm like, nah, this is not. And I started realizing that, one, I had the love for money. Two, I started realizing that I wasn't depending on my own efforts and not on God's, and not depending on Jesus. And then three, I didn't know how to have fun anymore. Literally, like, I have a friend, his name is Andre. He was like, hey, what do you like to do for fun? I didn't know how to answer that. I got so stuck in being a workaholic, going for the bread, building this business that is not even sustainable, that is not even being built right, that I got lost and I burnt myself out. I had no vision, no clear message, no clear this, no clear that, no clear of who I want to become. And I'm just working. Why are you working so hard for? So then they asked me this question. Well, I know you're being burnt out. I know you're burnt out. Now the question is, what would you like to do for fun? And I was like, I know how to answer that. So why am I bringing that up? Because when you start not having fun, you start to lose the joy in life. And then you start to become burnt out. And then nothing you find it fun. So it's almost like rediscovering yourself, realignment. Once again, there's that word, realignment within your vision, within who you want to become, within your business. Realign it so that way it's a clear view, a clear vision. So I know I said a lot, but I find that, once again, a lot of people are kind of going through this. So I wanted to share my story of how that's really, how I'm coming to this full circle and being able to help and, help someone. Sorry, my dog threw me off. He's back there and it's really raw. I'm going to leave this all like this, but that's my story. That's how it all started, where I come from. Where I'm at now, where we're looking to go, how we're looking to position it. I would like to share with you a little more on like how that perspective is, and how we're positioning certain things and what we've learned from mentors and what I'm receiving from mentors and how I'm implementing it into this new phase in my life, to be able to build the business that I'm looking to build that freedom and that abundance and income. One of the principles I want to make sure that I keep in mind is to serve people. And that is the part of, maybe I guess that's part of the burnout aspect, which is like, how much are you serving people? Are you going out here to just work, get the bag, or you actually going out here to serve people And that's when you start finding a different type of joy, a different type of calmness as you start moving in business. One of the things I'll tell you though, after, I'm gonna close out, after my burnout, one, I had to discover what was fun again. So I had to kind of slow it down and kind of go out. All right, let's go have some fun. Not just go to the movies, but be active. Go here, go there. Be open to new things, right? But one of the most impactful things has been listening to Myron Golden, actually. Listening to Myron Golden has helped me build my faith. One, because faith, and this biblical faith, comes from hearing the word of God, right? So he speaks about the word of God, and I started understanding what the power of serving others is. And since I've been implementing some of these principles, biblical principles, to become the man that I'm looking to become, the businessman that I'm looking to become, I'm slowly seeing the difference, not just in my attitude and my character. I literally was so burnt out that I ended up in the hospital because I was having chest pains that were really hard. I couldn't even lift my arm. And it was all through stress. But as I'm coming out of that stress and I'm coming out of that burnt outness or that funk, the way I started coming out of that funk is by understanding I need to have principles, and I need to understand that, one, it's not by my efforts, but it's by God's efforts. I can't do this without Jesus. I can't do this without, with just my efforts. There has to be a principle in place for you to feel this, not to feel, but to have this peace as you grow and as you're building. And so there's that. I don't want to wrap too much, but I hope this story helped you in some shape or form. I wanted to share this with you guys because maybe that helps you and motivates you to keep pushing forward, to work on your dreams, work on your vision in your life, work on what you want to work on, period, and grab all that stuff that you want to work on, your vision in your life, all of the above. I'm a visual person, right? Grab all that stuff, put it in a bucket, right? And then grab that bucket, or, grab whatever container you put it in, right? Metaphorically. And then you grab that and then you give that offering to God. Literally, like you grab that and you're like, God, here. And the more you do that, the more you start realizing the differences. You start realizing change. One of the same gentleman, Andre, one time told me, he was like, you know what? You're not the sane man that came in here. You came in here angry. You came here like, rah, 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 just do this, do that. But now there's this passiveness. Now there's this compassion. Now there's a certain way that you're speaking to people and guiding people. And that is what I'm looking for. That's the type of man I want to become. Someone who's dangerous, but at the same time knows, kind of like what Jordan Peterson said one time. He's like, men need to be dangerous, but need to know when to be dangerous. And that's the power of being a man, knowing when to be destructive, in a sense, because we can be destructive. And I'm gonna go too deep in, but there it is. A little bit of myself, story about myself. And have a great day. Thank you for tuning in.